I wasn't sure like what you were going to be in.
Yeah. So, do you guys still want to stand out here, or do you want to go in the?
We can go in.
Okay. I'm Detective Bethel, by the way.
Okay.
This is my partner, Detective Riley.
Sorry, I'm just a little. I was like, yeah, I'm not that. I guarantee you, okay, probably down there. So.
So we were just notified about what's going on with Gannon, and so I just want to start from the beginning to make sure that I have accurate information. So your name, ma'am?
It's Tecia. Same last name, Stauch. AUCH.
Your date of birth?
8483.
Give me the address, because I don't think that street name's right.
It's just Mandan, MANDAN.
How long have you guys lived there?
A little over a year.
And your name, sir?
First name's Eugene. Last name.
Your date of birth?
82.
All right. Where do you work, ma'am?
The beginning.
Which school?
I don't know. I don't like if I think it's for the other college.
And you, sir?
I'm in Ashland. Full time.
So tell me a little bit about Gannon. How old is he? He's 11?
Which I'll put out. That's, come to attention that that's not true.
Right. That's what I was told too.
So we were like, everything we've been basing our mindset on, based on that.
But someone actually takes.
Yeah, technically last night he texted me. I was in Oklahoma at Fort Sill for training and I had to come home emergency. But like he texted me last night. He's like, yeah, we saw him on the camera, came in, did not look distressed. Bought some chips, left on foot. I mean, I can show you the text if you want to see it. But
Sure. When did you go to Fort Sill?
when? Yeah, I've left Sunday. I've been there one day.
What school does Gannon attend?
Grand Mountain.
Grand Mountain?
Yeah, it's in our neighborhood.
I was going to say, I think that's a new one that opened up down there. Tell me about his friends.
Most of his friends are right there, like right around our house. Like he has boys that live right at the end of the street. He plays with them most of the time. Braden is his name.
What's Braden's last name?
I mean, I got all his parents' phone numbers and we talk to him all the time. But
If I could get their number too.
yeah,
So we have Braden.
I don't.
Braden, he's one. So they're like two families that live in the same house, but they're like related. So
Well, Connor, I know. But Connor is the Webster.
there's a Connor, but he goes to the Webster initially, like because they rezoned him because of the new school or whatever. So he went there last year.
Connor's mom has been with us the past day or two.
She works at
Yeah, she works at Webster.
So this is one of them.
Ian.
So like I said, I think it's two brothers and their families live in the same house. And they got like 3 or 4 kids.
But that's associated to Braden.
I think that's Braden's uncle. I got Braden's mom in there too. But you can get to him through this guy. This is him.
When was the last time that Gannon went to school?
We've been last week.
Yeah, so Gannon went to school on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
When does he return home from school?
I'm like 3:15-ish.
Yeah, 3:05 to 3:15,
Yeah.
they changed the new time of the school. Like, it used to be like 3:30 to 3:45. Because of like snow days over there.
So Braden and Connor, are those the only two friends?
I mean,
I don't even know the parents.
I'm looking.
He wants to meet them all on top of them, so he has all their numbers. I don't even, like, I know them from coming to our house. Like, I don't have a flight down.
There's one more. This so Lily is my daughter's friend, but she has a brother that's Gannon's age as well, and they kind of live like right behind us.
What is the brother's name?
Reese.
Reese.
I do know that because
Yeah,
I hear Lane say it all the time.
So they live on the next street over, and sometimes they'll ride their bikes over there, but they mainly play with these boys, these Braden. And then right next door to them is a group of girls that my daughter plays with.
Okay.
I just know their mom.
Campbell.
Canberra is the mom, and that's her number right there. 801.
Oh, yeah.
CAMBRA, I think.
So that's a mom of,
My daughter's friends. There's like three girls.
Well, one of them is the age of Gannon.
Yeah, I mean, these kids are like, they range from like first grade to like they're six.
so these are neighbors.
Yeah, basically they live 2 or 3 houses down, but they live next door to one of those two.
Okay.
And that's about it. That's all they really play with. Now, he's got some other friends at school, but he never really goes to their house and stuff like that. The point of concern was this right here. This is where the concern started. I'll show you the text message he sent me. Okay, so this was, he stayed at home yesterday because his stomach was hurting.
So we went hiking on Sunday.
Okay, so yeah,
I would tell her that part.
Yeah,
She
sure.
sees about the stump. And we went to Garden of Gods and we get probably about, I don't know, a few miles out, a few feet in. He's like, oh, my stomach hurts. I'm like, yeah, it's probably because you haven't been, like exercising on everything. He's had this problem for a while because he gets like really bad constipation. And so his stomach was hurting all through the night. And it was, you were either on the plane,
yeah, so that was
something,
on the way
we were
up.
like texting back and forth. And I was like, should I just stay at home? Because there was a blood and stuff coming out of his blood a little bit. And so I was like, I didn't want him going to school like that, scared to go to like multiple underwear.
Okay.
So that,
And he gets really down and embarrassed about
so
that too.
yeah, so he gets embarrassed. He's very like emotional about that type of thing because he's sad about it. So he stayed at home. Well, we went and got the dogs, some new outfits. We got 2 new puppies. So we went and got a dog some new outfits at the Petco. I think it's on Coles, Nevada exit maybe. I don't know the numbers, but I know it's Nevada and the Coles right there. And so we went to Nevada, the Coles. He sat in the car because he wasn't feeling well, but I wanted to make sure he was gonna eat and I gave him some feeding light and stuff like that. I think that's about it. Came back, whatever. So when we came back, he was texting you, and that's where you wanted.
Yeah, so he had spilled a candle in the house, whatever. He was, because he felt like he was smelling bad because of his accident. He lit a candle and was playing. He spilled the candle, so he got really upset because he made a mess with that too. So
They burned a big.
So then this is where he starts texting me. I'm in Oklahoma. So he told me my tummy hurts, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just trying to stay positive, So he's worried about, Tisha said he was really worried about getting in trouble not for the accident, but for the candle thing. So then right here, I was like, we'll talk later. And he's like, do we have bath salts? And I'm like, immediately, I know what that's all about. So I'm like, what, what's going on? Where did he even hear this from? So I immediately texted her. I was like, we have a little bit for baths and stuff. So I was like, put all the stuff we use for our baths and put it away somewhere so he can't access it until we find out what's going on. And then I asked him for what.
So something like that.
Yeah.
So with that, the day before, when he tells me this, I said, he came in and asked me, did we have any the day before, which was the Sunday. And I gave him a bath bomb because I usually didn't know bath salt. I didn't know. So I gave him a bath bomb and went to the bath. I still was clueless to the bath salts until we looked it up.
So then he tells me this. My friend said if I got some, we could play this weekend. And I told him, no, absolutely not. But we were still talking at this point. And then he was like, he went on a little bit. Then he's like, his brother has a car for a sleepover if I can come over Friday. That's kind of the end of it. That was just some more haze. So that's where we get the idea that he may have left. Well, no, he told her,
Okay,
he told her he was going to play. So,
which he does.
which they do all the time. They walk out and they're like, you know, where you going? Be back at such and such time. And they're always, maybe he's 10 minutes late, but you know, nothing like this. So I don't even know who this friend is. That's the biggest concern on the surface. That's why, you know, like she said, I always like to walk over there and meet, hey, this is blah, blah, blah.
We don't know
Phone
anyone
numbers.
with the car.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't know anybody that had
Yeah.
an older sibling that drives. None of his friends that we were aware of. So from these other people, we got some names of other kids on the bus that he plays with, and so we kind of hunted them down last night. What they did while I was on the way back. Found one kid named Jimmy, but he wasn't. They hadn't seen him, and then they were like, "Well, this kid has an older brother or whatever." And they went to their house, and they're like, "No, we haven't seen him." So that's when it really
His
was
gave
alarming.
us the information that Jimmy had an older sibling. So of course we all went, you know.
We think it was
Around.
putting people together. You know.
Right. So then Jimmy's dad answers the door and they show the picture to Jimmy Connor's mom, with the one with my daughter. She's a 17-year-old. So he's like, yeah, I think I know that kid. And then they were like, do you know Jimmy? And the guy was like, yeah, that's my son. And then he was like, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but we don't have a older child that drives. I don't know if she said Jimmy was the oldest, but whatever it was, Dad said there was no older boy that was in their home that drove. But it was like he said, pieces were coming in from different kids trying to give us information and names.
See, the big deal here is it's not like, and I know kids, you know, they get influences, but he's a homebody. I mean, I'm like the same way. He would rather be at home playing his little Nintendo or, you know, watching cartoons. You know, sometimes I gotta make him go ride his bike, that kind of thing. So he's not one just to walk off. And, you know, he's had times where he's been a little embarrassed about his stomach problem, but never anything to drive him to something like that. So that's why I mean, I had to come to grips with, I'm pretty convinced that something bad. We kind of, between ourselves, kind of broke it down to, we either feel like he's at a house where some of this drug stuff is going on,